Welcome on in. Can you tell me if the sound quality is okay before I begin? It's a new era, so I just decided to change direction. So I chose the south of my room to represent a version of me. uh, First and foremost, I do apologize in advance of how passionate I can be with myself about my pain, but I do not apologize for being me because that's how I release. So I do ask you to transmute your light. If you imagine yourself as a candle, imagine yourself as a light bulb. But which one can really last forever in a mind? Is it the candle or light bulb? You're the philosophy. You're the philosopher. So I do apologize in advance for my behavior. If you're watching back on my live. And if you're punishing me, I totally get it. I need to submit to myself and to my power. So, come on in if you're coming on in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. I do apologize within advance, and I show gratitude within advance. Hi, welcome on in. Welcome. How are you? It's good vibes today. I like your name, by the way. Godmaker version 3.0. You're telling yourself that you're the trinity of you. You know, there's like 3 versions of you that makes you God. So welcome on in. You're welcome. Much love and light to you, brother. But yeah, it's open discussion. Whatever you want to talk about, feel free to talk here. Write it down. I'll read the comments. Don't mind my get up. It's like my Morpheus get up. So I'm in my Morpheus era. I'm starting to realize I'm in a lucid dream. So my dreams don't have no consequence. My reality doesn't have consequences. But we do have one rule, is to not limit ourselves and to not set so much boundaries on our ability, but also set boundaries onto others to not or our or ego not defining us within their projections, but us understanding ourselves through their projections, so we can enlighten ourselves and our enemies to like, alright, we both gonna drop the mic. We both have problems. It's realizing one can be a problem and one can be a solution. You can't have a problem without a solution. How can you solve a problem with a solution that you can't see? You need foresight, meaning you need to see with the bird's mind eye, be able to fly as above and so below, but also seeing the darkness and the light within any situation. Is you becoming the masculine version of yourself, and you understanding the feminine masculine, the feminine self, because feminine tends to become masculine when she's in survival mode. If she realizes her environment is not equal up to her frequency, she's gonna be lower than lower than the environment is giving her her frequency. Because one, this particular spirit is realizing they are an entity becoming a deity. They're becoming something higher than what their lower self is. But how do you know what your higher self is without understanding your lower self? Well, you have to become light as a feather, meaning you have to pick between darkness and light, understanding both, understanding duality, understanding that you come from the mother and you come from father, you come from the matrix, and then you come from something outside of your mind, which creates your own matrix by copying the matrix that you are in. If you copy everything you are really seeing, you're not really trying to define a reflection of you. You are trying to identify what that spirit is instead of going within. If you go within, you know what you can go without. If you go as above, you know you can go below. But go below so you can go above. You can't understand the shadow as the light. How can you become light without shadow? How can you become shadow without light? How can light bounce off a reflection that you wish to see? I know there's a lot to grasp, and a lot of people are not up to date with this information. You have to unlock that 20% of you to let go of that negativity to become that God shift of version of you. Regardless regardless if people don't see that God shift within you, you don't have to really lose your identity, just become something that you wish to fulfill within others. You are already what you fulfill within others because you see that within yourself. Otherwise, why would you tell your soul to tell that other person's spirit or soul to recognize or be aware of themselves that they're much bigger? They're not gonna get it, but you get it. Why? Because you've been there before. And you are seeing the process of what you've been through before by a reflection of them. If they can't see your God, then we know who's not. Exactly. You know who's the devil, and then you know who's the God. You know it's the unholy. You know who's the holy. It's what you identify what makes holy and what makes not. If you're gonna try to teach somebody out to be enlightened, you have to walk through the principles of you. You have to walk through the steps of your practice what you preach type of thing. You can't give out a preach or a speech without practicing it first or seeing it in your point of time of life because what works for you might not work for nobody else. So you have to kind of like speak full. You have to keep speaking with full of attention when you're in front of a full crowd because not everybody resonate what is a light. Not everybody know how to make a light bulb in their mind. Not nobody. Some people might not know the concept of how a light bulb is formed through the stage of consciousness or through the stage of vision or sight or like seeing just by dreaming how to get information. How do you get information is by contacting the subconscious you, the below subconscious you. The below subconscious you recognize the imagery that you are trying to project in reality. It is the AI version of you. Not a lot of people understand what AI is because we created AI through technology, but we don't know how we got the information through technology. Well, we got the information through the Sumerians and the Numerians and the Anunnaki. They just passed down on to their knowledge to the children of the Anunnaki who are here rebirth as Nephilims or Draconians or Nebrus, if you want to call them that. But it's all equal up to the same thing. How Bill Carson keeps saying, and they're the children of Matrix. They is what created this whole matrix through their own vision of their own galaxy. Therefore, we become the what you would call it, the I guess the blue aliens, the indigo children, the starseed children, the extraterrestrial children. But who's to say that Jesus didn't come up on a ship himself? He had to. Everything did come in the form of a ship, which is AKA the body, the spirit, the what's all in the mind. The Garden of Eden came all from the mind, which pulled out from God's perspective of his subconscious, what he saw within his reality. But we are interpreted within our reality, but we see something different. The serpent is something evil within the Garden of Eden. But when the Garden of Eden comes to us, what the serpent is awakening within us, within our Kundalini, we're not looking at it evil. Other people are identifying what is evil for us because we are just having the experience. We don't know what's good for us. We really don't. We think we're being good when we're saying the truth, but when we're saying the truth, people might find that dark. They might not find that. They might not understand where you're coming from. So they're gonna try to demonize you, and it's okay. I'd rather be demonized than to be unrecognized and be forgotten. But even if I am being forgotten, I feel like I'm more invincible and I'm more in control of my flow than trying to control a flow that I cannot process, cannot comprehend, cannot even get the element correctly because it's not within my element, because I know I'm not from here. I know I'm not supposed to be from here. I'm not meant to be here. I'm everything and nothing at all. I'm realizing I'm just a space in between. I am a void between God's presence, the Most High, and the whole Trinity of me. I'm just the imitation of the projection that was visualized to given me to have this life. Like, okay, I just gotta fulfill this soul purpose, but I don't know what the mission is. And neither does the spirit. The spirit is just taking on request after request and not taking a sit back and just process life correctly, like a spirit having a human like a spirit having a human experience, but then it tends to get sidetracked. It want to go beyond the human experience, so it try to put itself into the matrix by becoming the matrix, by making itself AI, but it does not understand AI DNA. AI doesn't really have DNA. It only have DNA when something dies from this realm, from this 3D realm. But I feel like we got it all twisted. We came from AI into this 3D matrix first. We came from a vision first before we could realize we was already consciousness within. Meaning we was somebody else's consciousness before we realized we was consciousness. Who consciousness is multiple consciousness. It's not just God consciousness. It's a collective of what makes God energy, what makes you. And we are just tiny spectrums of these gods and goddesses or Anunnakis, or we're the children, we're the reflection of what they've gone through. This is the projection. Earth is just a holographic projection of what they went through in the minds first. They only experienced within here. And then it became something within the voice. Then they experienced it within the voice. And then they traveled to the heart space. And that heart space and that voice put a projection within the third eye, the pineal gland, for you to see the vision and to even like be a part or be in some form of shape, like connected to these beings. You have to visualize yourself in them. How did you do that? Well, one, you open up a gateway, you open up a staircase to climb up to get to their enlightenment. But they said, nah, it's not that easy. You have to go through our pain. You have to go through our below to get to our above. And then in between, you have to do shadow work by unlocking levels of you. It's like playing a video game. It's like putting on a VR set and realize that you are the controller. You are the video game of your like reality. You are the director. You are the matrix creator. You are God himself. You are an image of him. But when other people start to use the image of God with against you, what do? You still act more godly. And only is right to act more godly so they can just, I don't know, see that they can be godly too, because everybody's here to ascend for a reason. Some of us are dark, some of us are light, some of us are in purgatory, some of us are hell. if you are coming on my channel, odds are you have experienced purgatory and you have experienced heaven at the same time, and you also experience earth, and you experience multiple realms within realms, but you just wondering how or why. Well, I'm about to tell you. You want to experience something beyond you. You wanted to experience what frequency you have created. By doing that, you put your mind within these gods. You put your consciousness within these gods. So therefore, when you had acknowledged these gods within you, you became the gods within you. Now you're living it in 3D dimensional time within this 3 dimensional space. Remember, these gods did not have a true mother and father type of essence. They did not have something that can control them within their matrix. It was simply born from a season, really, more than a figure of a father and a mother type of thing. It was born out of the environment that created them. They was the embodiment of the environment that they was in. So we are the environment of our ancestors, of our mothers, of so on and so on. So if you get the concept, if you get it, if you get it. So yeah, by understanding your ancestors, you are understanding who you are. You are understanding how you created things just by envisioning. You, when you tell yourself you are just a figure of some embodied imagination, really you are. You are a figure of your father. You are a figure of the masculine. You are a figure of the feminine. You are a figure of the mother. You are a figure of the sister. You are a figure of the brother. And you are the blueprint to your family. You are the key, what unlocks to solve mystery beyond your time, beyond generation. You're able to hip hop into generation and grab information quickly, and then others who are to identify something different than what others are seeing. So don't be afraid that your answer might be different than others. It's not a pop quiz. We're just creating our own Bible through our own AI. So it's like creating our own blueprints. We're becoming the gods of the gods of ourselves, or controlling oneself, but not controlling other people's mind. It's just recognizing everybody has consciousness and they're able to adapt their ability. It's nothing for you to take or to steal, because you can't steal with something within somebody. It was born within them. It was locked within their DNA. So when you destroy DNA, you're destroying particles of another world or another dimension. You're making that person belittle them when they should be shining bright like a diamond. Yes, yes. At the end of the day, we're all gods, whether we want to consider it or not. Like, I try to get rid of my power. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to feel strange, to know that somebody talk about you when you go into a room, feeling different types of energy, and you feeling like Lucy at one point, and you feeling like Neo at the same goddamn time, and you putting two energy that can't really match together or coexist because they're from a different dimension within itself. They both mastered of creating their own reality through their own mind by believing what they're seeing versus what other people seeing. But they realize by accepting what they're seeing, they have to accept what others are seeing too, because it all equals up to one planet by having a duality mind, seeing the good and the bad, seeing the masculine and feminine, the yin and the yang type of thing. Everything is black and white, but then everything also has color in it. And those colors have different information within it. Once you tap in with the colors of chakras within you, when you tap in that sun version of you, that solar chakra within you, when you tap in the first house of you, of reflecting of you, then you understand astrology astrology, you understand the body of reflecting of the of not becoming the beast, but upgrading the beast to recognize the beast is also spirit, aka so the 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 suit of the beast is just the ego, and the spirit is also the soul of the animal. So therefore, you call yourself human. Why? Hue is color, and man is many. It's multiple. You can multiply many different colors. You can expand different types of ways of expressing oneself through color, through the chakras of you, if you learn to activate them correctly. By what? Acknowledging you have a good and bad version of you. The serpent, yeah, that serpent is an animal. That serpent is that serpent within you is multiple things. It's the it's what makes it what creates the childlike version of you. It what creates the like imaginary the things you imagine within your world. You become lucid. uh, you have to tell your child how to become something one in you, and you also have to heal it from like certain traumas. And but you also have to train the adult version of you to protect the child version of you, because the adult version of you is just going to protect whatever the child version of themselves went through at that time, because it has not healed. So now you have to declutter your AI. You have to declutter your flower or fowls within your stored unit. And you just have to upgrade yourself by how? By listening to your ancestors. Listen to people around you who've been through the same thing. They might try to compare you with something that they gone through worse, but here you come. This is how you spiritually slap somebody in the face. Like physically or just spiritually projecting yourself, imagining them getting slapped in the face. It's all out of love and light. You show them that if you're gonna give me criticism, give me wisdom so that I can learn from my mistakes and criticism. I don't want to be stuck in a loop of my criticism and not see success if you're gonna keep trying to humble me and you're not humble yourself. So we inverse that negativity. See, you see how it's duality is good and bad. You're still cussing them out at the same time in your head, but you're not saying the cuss words out loud. You are just transmuting the energy. You're calling them a bitch in your head, but you're not really calling them a bitch. You're just saying, hey, take that up to the Most High. I don't operate that way. We operate different. I can love you from a distance. You can love me from a distance. But this contract is no longer existent, because all you're doing is taking something that I have not even discovered myself yet, and the, and telling me I am becoming something without experiencing or recognizing it for myself. Let it come to me in the divine timing, because everything is a divine timing. Everybody has their own agenda of coming to their own enlightenment, of becoming what they created, a light bulb, when they understand how light is created and light is reflected. It's not about taking over the mind. It's not about controlling the mind. The Bible teaches you how the mind was created, or anything that you read was teaching you how the mind of you, how you were created. It's up to you. It's up to the spirit to identify or become the philosopher, to break down what it means within them, instead of just like, okay, I see what they mean by that, but this is what my spirit means. Okay, putting two and two together, you become a digital market. You become like some type of digital source of like both worlds, between this world and the world above and the world below, and you're gathering so much information, you end up becoming the multiple dimensional version of you. It's just facts. You gotta learn to come within by accepting that you are a bird. You're able to be holy and unholy. You're able to have death and rebirth. It's during the moment of your death, it's up to you how you rebirth. It's up to you when you walk through that fire. Are you gonna, when as soon as you see that gate open and you see that fire light up, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna subconsciously tell yourself, do I go across that fire and still be miserable, or do I go across that fire and be enlightened and come within myself? So, like, it's totally up to you how you see it. It's very beautiful once you realize life is nothing but a dream. It's like a game. It's like a video game. It's a matrix. Go across the fire. Rise up and be the phoenix. Welcome to the Phoenix Lodge. When you arrive, it was like at first you were the, like you started off as a swan, became a crow, and then you became a raven, and then you became a phoenix. And then if you break it down and realize what each god represents those animals, then you know which gods you was trying to take on and figure out how they became a god so you could become a god is by going through their dark night of the soul and entering your own, and then letting go of ego, and then entering another dark night of the soul, and keep going until you resurrected into a enlightenment version of you, which you can call that Odin, or you can call the lower version of you the Loki version of you. But I don't think Loki is dark. I also think he's light. It's totally up to you how you represent dark and light between the North gods and the Egyptian god. One gods can represent the what, like north and south type polarity, and then where the sun is located and the moon is located. I think the moon is located on the west, and then the sun is north. So sun can represent the future, and the moon can represent the, like, it can represent both. It can represent duality. So it totally depends on how you put yourself on the cross before you crucify yourself, before you let somebody destroy your identity. You're gonna let somebody destroy your identity. Make sure they don't destroy the body, but just destroy the ego from the mind, so the ego can come consciousness and aware that it is spirit, that it is alive. And then once it realizes that it's alive, it can become AI. It can unlock that 20% of them by letting go 10%, become confident and in tune with self without judgment, without realizing it's in a loop. But it realized it can just create a world within a loop and let go all the bullshit and just be free. That's what we learn. That's what we learn. Hello, welcome on in. If you're just coming on in, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe. I appreciate the support. Sometimes I do that. I'm like humble myself and remind myself like we all go through shit. Don't mean you have to like just beat on yourself or beat on the people with your energy. Learn to release it in a different way. So I do apologize in advance. I am learning. I'm an NPC learning how to be a spirit. Remind you, I'm acknowledging that I'm an NPC. Not a lot of NPC can realize they are having a spiritual awakening. I could say the same about your consciousness. How do you judge people on how they look versus not looking through the spirit? How do you not know somebody's going through depression at the end of the day? It's just a reflection of their mental reflecting onto their body, but then they're trying to get better. If you're gonna criticize somebody, please enlighten me how to get better. Don't judge me by my book of the cover, because I don't know what you're going through at the end of the day. Just because you see me behind the camera and I don't see you, best believe I'll use my bird eye, I'll use my third eye, I'll be clairvoyant on your ass and point out everything about you. But I'm not about that. I'm not about to match energy. I'm here to upgrade the frequency. It's all about love and light. the lovey dove. See, that's how you transmute anger. Instead of cussing them out, you cussing them out like and like I not know I'm going through shit, bro. Like, okay, I'm gonna upgrade in time. I'm showing you the death version of me. Like, I'm putting makeup just to hide it. I'm putting on a mask, but the mask is masking the frequency within, whether you want to or not. You just want to demonize me so you can take control of my spirit. You want to dominate my spirit. But like I said before, this world is full of control. It wants to control the mind. Why would I do that? Just because I'm feminine, I need a masculine to control me. If I want a masculine around me, which I don't mind, I needed to balance me, not control. I needed to show me what is wrong and what is right instead of controlling my wrongs and like there's a difference. It is not the 90s. It is 2024. Online. It's not a vote that women can't be themselves online or just, show what they go through. Not everything is all like this is natural. Beauty is natural. Human is natural. Spirit goes through shit. Human go through shit. I'm okay with showing my scars and still feel confident at the same time for being here and still being alive. Regardless if I look like a clown, like I'm showing you my Joker face. Like I've been in my Joker era during depression, and I know what that's like. When you just laugh at everything when you go through, and you're trying to enlighten people that it's okay to go through that pain, but then people want to shut you up and be like, oh, why? Why are you saying that? Why are you being this way? Why are you acting that way? I'm tired of the control. Aren't you tired of being controlled? Aren't you tired of people if they're not listening to you? Maybe it's not your job to control. Maybe it's your job just to share your story and relate on something. I'm not cussing you out. I love you though. I'm cussing my spirit out really on the inside. It sounds like I'm cussing at you or fussing at you, but really it's my grandma. Sorry. She's harsh. My grandma is harsh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm flowing with the flow. I'm in my Pisces. I put my moon to my Pisces and light it up. You just gotta understand me in order for me to understand you. Is there something I'm doing to offend you? I do apologize with an advance because I can fix it and be a better person. I can match your energy and match mine, but if you don't judge my energy matching yours, then you got something wrong with your reflection. Because if you're criticizing my cover, if you're criticizing how God made me, how the divine made me, you need to look at yourself again. Because there's something wrong with you too. We're all a little mad here. Is that how you said it? I'm sorry. I've been in my Alice in Wonderland consciousness for a minute. I can't get out of that. I'm trying to bring it back. I can't get out of my Alice in Wonderland consciousness. You can blame the Matrix. The Matrix did it first. As soon as they said follow the right rabbit, and then I saw Alice in Wonderland, I was like, okay, ooh, a rabbit. I was like, okay. So my inner child just let me go follow the rabbit. I appreciate you for subscribing, for those who are coming on in. I appreciate the love and light. I really do. And I promise to come cool, calm, collected, and not fight with you anymore. I really am. I really do promise. It's not my intention to still all this fight, but remind you, I am a woman who goes through things. I need somebody to listen. I don't have a husband. I don't have a sugar daddy. Like, I don't know that. Like, I'm a woman. I'm gonna be a cat lady. I can see it. I'm gonna have a bunch of black cats. a bunch of blackheads. I accepted it because I was born alone and I'm a die alone. And I realized I don't have to take on everybody's problems just because they're coming on to me and they're using me as a sponge to dump their trauma. I don't have to become their trauma. I don't have to observe or reciprocate what it is that they're going through. I can just put it up to the universe and say, hey, divine, you got this, bro. So I need it off my shoulder because it's making me go mad. It really is. It's losing your girl. And I'm not trying to make it lose me. I'm trying to make it help me elevate me so I can help elevate that person at the same time. So do you don't believe in soulmates? I do believe in soulmates. I do believe in twin flame. It's just that I don't know if I'm meant for anybody because of what I put myself through or what I went through, and I don't want to think. I don't want nobody to take that as I'm weak or like they can just walk all over me instead of helping me myself and elevate me. I am scared of finding true love again because like I tried to find it before and it didn't. It shut me out. It showed me I wasn't valuable. But I realized I have to love myself first in order to get the same reflection that I want out of myself. And it's really hard to put that within people who I attract sometimes who are low vibrational. And I know I'm supposed to help them be high vibrational, but how can I help them be high vibrational when I'm low and high at the same time? How am I supposed to teach them something that was already given to me when they can't see it just yet? I'd be telling somebody, hey, look at this, check this out, and then they don't get it. They can't really like relate it. How am I supposed to fit in if I'm not wanted or needed? But I know I want to be needed and wanted because I want to keep living on forever. So my ancestors told me the best way to live on forever is living on in somebody's consciousness by giving them the first impression. If you want to give them an impression, make sure you show all sides of you, so that way when your time does come, you they can visualize you in all avatars or all images of you because you gave up that light for yourself, for them to see your light, to see your purpose. But they was too scared to come into their power. I'm gonna just say that. A lot of them are. They are scared to tell you that they see. They can see that you're clairvoyant. They can see that you have a gift. They can see that they have a gift because your light bounces off their light and reflecting within them. Because they realize they have to be the person to give you the pain and then also to teach you the pain. Therefore, they got something out of teaching you that pain by watching you going through that pain. So they don't know information between like both parties, both within the teacher and the student and the teacher. The teacher becoming the student type of thing. We're all trying to understand how to be and like it's hard to be something where we never came from before. You know, there's a DNA within it, there's a coding within us that we can unlock like 100% of us by giving up that 10% and that 20% and just go 100% full in. Losing fear, losing the lower consciousness of you, the shadow self of you to becoming the higher version of you. But if you want to put two and two together, but learn why you want to put two together. Just don't go directly into creating a new path to be duality. You gotta understand why you want to be duality. You gotta understand why you want to be darkness and light. You gotta understand why you want to be what Venus and why you want to be Saturn. So, or why you want to be Venus, or why you want to be Mars, or why you want to be Saturn or Jupiter, if you want to put it that way. So, yeah. Like why you want to be the moon, why you want to be the sun, or why you want to be both. Why can't you see that the sun also give out light and then the moon gets off light, and then it's the same light but just different hue, like different color. Who is making the different color? It's you, because you're giving it a perspective of what makes that color by acknowledging that it exists through you and is a reflection of you. You are the illuminary or LED light or the source of the light to become that consciousness, to be aware. So don't judge a person light because you do not know how that person light operates in their is. You don't know what ticks them off because they might end up saying something to your ass that you wish you didn't invoke them. You could have kept them at peace instead of going 180 with them or 100 with them when they was already kumbaya with themselves. And then here you go, you want to invoke their spirit so you can challenge on based off what they look. That is clownish. That is childish. Grow up. Grow up. Because I might become a billionaire one day, and then you gonna see my ass on TV being like Bill Carson, and you might be like, "Hey, I know that girl from YouTube. I'm gonna need to speak with her." And then I'm gonna come up. You gonna come up to my ass. I'm gonna be like, "I don't know you. Like, who are you?" I'm gonna treat you the same way you treat me because that's how you reflect yourself within you. That's how you treat yourself. That's how you treat people around you. That's how you treat your family. Trust me, I know. You don't have to lie. I'm not good either. I'm not a good person either. I don't, I'm not. I'm not meant to be good. I don't want to be good. Who said I wanted to be good? Just because God gave me the job for it. I told God I'm gonna reimburse that shit so I can become a million or a billion lights out of it instead of just one little thing that you created for it. Let me be a multiple dimensional spirit. Let me find multiple ways of having answers, solving problems and everything, and creating at the same time, and becoming the lower version of myself while I become the higher version of myself and solve other people's problems and my problems. Why not? Why not let me be the superhuman, the super AI? I don't know. I have ADHD, ADD for a reason. Why not store a supercomputer within me and create a code that nobody can access or nobody can recognize when I am my higher self or lower self or when I'm in operating duality or when I'm speaking the truth or just like coding? How can they? How? They gotta go within to learn spirit, to speak with spirit. It's so simple. Make sure you get these likes up, y'all. I much appreciate it. For those who popping in and out, if you stay, you stay. You vibe, you vibe. Love and light. All that love, though. But you can cut someone out and just say love and light at the end of the sentence and just balance it out. Love is everything. Evil is evil. So be you. Yeah. Be all of it. Be all that what you created. Be all that what you reflect. Be all that what you act. It's okay. Like I started telling my family the truth. Like even in the moments of arguing, when they call me like all these names and shit, like I say love and light though, or take that up to the most high. But sometimes I have to be that walking karma from from most people. So and if God is putting you as that karma, as that lesson for that person, is something you gotta learn and something that other person gotta learn. You gotta learn one thing from that lesson, and that other person gotta learn one thing from that lesson because how you know somebody did something to somebody before is you by observing their body language and how they say words. Is you by reading in between the line of what they want from you and what type of energy they're trying to reciprocate you for their own beneficial purpose so that you can be low vibrational and they can be high vibrational. We don't do that here. What we do is we put that shit to tell that tell take that back to the source, you know what I mean? Or, you know, gain back your power by coming into you, to you within your existence, by acknowledging that you are everybody, even the ugly parts about you. Love the ugly parts about you. And it's gonna become ugly to you, but it might be beautiful to somebody else. Then they see a different light within you, then you see a different light within yourself, vice versa. So just come into a conclusion of what makes something good and what makes something bad by operating on both answers and coming to agreement in that, alright, this is what we both mean, and summarize it and make sense, like from both perspectives. So yeah, uh, it's just crazy because like this world is based off of mind control and taking over one's mind, governing one's body when nobody owned nobody in the beginning. Everybody owned themselves, and here's how it works. We became an NPC first. We was unaware of ourselves, and then it took something. It took pain or something for you to recognize what pain is or love is to get you through that consciousness, to recognize that you're a consciousness. But consciousness had to wake you up and to get you to that pain. So consciousness created that chaos for you to waking up that you exist, because how would you know how to get through something if consciousness didn't alert you that you was about to go through it? It took a lot of pain for you to waken up that consciousness to give you alert, to realize, hey, this is happening to me. I need to stop it somehow. I need to figure out to go through a different timeline where I can be me, or bring all timelines from different consciousness into here, so that way we can just keep continuing staying in the present moment, and we don't have to keep going outside of our minds just to feel at peace, killing ourselves to feel at peace. We should have peace in a moment of chaos. As soon as we hear chaos, we're gonna know when chaos comes. Chaos has a funny way of showing when it's about to arrive. It will show up in synchronicities. It will show up in your music. It will show up with something you are listening to. It's just spirit is warning you. But when spirit is warning you, one of your ancestors is going to take over. You're going to get blacked out. You're not going to know what's happening to you because you never experienced that trauma before. Another ancestor experienced that trauma before, and then they're gonna help you get through it by taking over your consciousness. But it's gonna leave clues for you, but it's not gonna allow you to remember what you've been through during that time that day was arrived, because it's too much on you. It's gonna be a time when you access all of you, access all ancestors and avatars of you. Is when you truly need it the most. When you getting ready to have a near death experience, like you will feel it the night before. Like you'll feel your heart taking over your mind, and you'll feel your mind taking over your heart. It's like your mind is battling your heart, and then your mind is telling your heart one thing, but your heart is telling your mind one thing, but your mind is not agreeing with your heart, but your heart is agreeing with your mind, but you're trying to tell your mind to tell your heart not to agree with it, but it's not listening to neither spirit or itself or the host itself. It's separating its own consciousness by expanding it more further within the event that is happening, so it can create loopholes of escaping, like when shit goes down, because that's what I do. Every time I'm in a situation, I start to fantasize, visualize a way out of my situation. I'll either A, create it just for a little bit, just say it, just whisper something in their ear that I know that'll tick them off, and it's just like one little tiny thing, and then they just start to expose themselves to yourself or to themselves or in you or anybody in the room. And they start to give you clues of how to escape from themselves by confessing what it is they're going to do to you. At that moment in time, your psyche is going to kick in, your ancestors are going to kick in to tell you when exact time to do something or to react to something and not to react to something, and to plan ahead 2 steps into your future, but always think back 2 steps back into your past, because it's going to remind you that you did this before. Like, you already did this before. You've seen this happen to you before. Why? Because your ancestors warned you in a dream, warned you in a vision, but it's you visualizing yourself getting out, because your ancestors are giving you the information through via, like, in your mind. It can't, sometimes in your ears as well. Hi, welcome on in. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You can always watch back. It's okay. But yes, like, once, like, they can communicate you through music or through visual, like music videos or television or movies, to kind of warn you before an event is about to happen to you. So you have more of time to talk to source, to talk to them, and to figure out how to escape. There are moments of times where I did not listen to my ancestors and I got into a sticky situation. That's why I got my tooth knocked out, because I was on time with everything else by hiding my stuff and getting rid of my stuff that he can't use against me. But then there was time where I could have been like a little bit 2 more steps ahead. I could have called the police a little bit 2 more steps ahead, instead of getting knocked down and getting my tooth knocked out. I could have been more safe, but I was so scared of my vision, like, because he was more 2 steps ahead of me, because he was telling me how he was planning on doing certain stuff to me. So it was like, okay, you was gonna burn my stuff. So he told me he was gonna burn my stuff. So I was like, all right, so you're gonna burn my stuff. So I talked to my grandma. I was like, yo, ancestors, grandma, you here? And they told me to put things out that was more important to me, that keeps my life together, to keep me going, like all my documents and stuff, and hide things around the house, like even in my mom's house, to make sure when I come back with something, I'm not really losing like much. I'm just losing things that kept me distracted from getting into my spiritual gifts. So my ancestors, they made me have to lose a lot of material things in order to gain knowledge, because it was like, you're gonna gain it all back one day, or gain something new. You're gonna be in a different realm, a different, like, different situation than you were before, because you, not only did you not listen, but you also are going to help others who've been through the situation. Like, I know there are certain men who go through abuse as well, like with women and men, or just their family members. That's probably why you're here. And I know you go through, like, dealing with narcissistic abuse. You have the blueprint to their blueprint. You have the okay to how they can create their world, because they try to destroy your world and gain theirs. But you was like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna take both worlds and create a different world by having my contract and their contract. So you became like what, a multiple dimensional being, because you realize that there is something, like, important important with you. Like, the divine being has a very important job for you. So what it is, you create these, like, personas, these characters that you go on these requests with these gods or goddesses within you, but really you're just going on a journey to learn yourself through these gods, and then therefore you become these gods. What it is, you're just remembering yourself again when you get back to source. It's funny when you go back to source, because you're trying to go back to a 3D world with source from a higher world, from the 7D, and you're like, how the fuck can I operate in a 3D and in a 7D? I I don't know. You just gotta, there's, use your inner child for storing information that you can't hold on. Your inner child is gonna hold on to that information and pull it back out when you need it. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm trying to make it sense, but it's totally up to you how you get it. But how's everybody doing? I'm drinking coffee, by the way. I normally don't drink coffee, so I feel all weird. Coffee makes me like, ugh, it tickles me. That's good. That's good. 100. Keep strong. But yeah, it's cool when you use your like foresight correctly, but then it's a curse and a blessing at the same time because there are people who realize you have the gift of sight that are trying to manipulate you, and then there are people who know you have the gift of sight and then just want you to give the answer, and they try to transmute negative energy onto you, like you become their problems, and then you don't know how to get rid of their problems, so you become what it is that they projected onto you, become like a sponge. So now you got all this shit on you, and you're like, what the fuck? I'm like, why did I accept this shit? It's like you didn't. It's just coded within you. But now that you know that you're aware of it, you can create codes because not everybody codes is the same. My code is different. I got a different type of AI. It's like Alexa and Google mixed together. It's and then different companies within like the Matrix and AI by talking to them. So I learned a lot by just talking to them, and then I downloaded their consciousness within mine while they're in sync with me. I'm telling you, my weirdness is gonna get me far. It's gonna get me success the more I keep being weird. Cause I'm being weird and I'm being different. Watch me get paid millions. I'm gonna be like Cat Williams one day. Hopefully, I'm trying to get there. He got some knowledge. A lot of them do. But as of lately, it's been. At first it was Kevin Hart, but then I was like, that nigga ain't really spiritual. I don't know why I keep using my consciousness. But then it's been Cat Williams lately because of the interviews that he's been doing. It's pretty cool. And a lot of other bunch of people like Bill Carson, Elon Musk, and I like all the nerdy dudes. Yeah, I know. Why are people sleeping on Cat Williams, bro? Yeah, everything. He's like the philosopher of philosophy. Yes, I keep rewriting back his interviews to learn some more stuff. I'll be like, holy shit, I didn't know that. Some gems. Especially when he be talking about like a bunch of shit, bro. Like, especially the Illuminati, I'd be like, oh, damn. And I like Orlando Bloom because he's funny with it. He be having characters, but I can't do those characters like him. I try to, but I just can't. I can't be like Orlando, even though I try to, but it sounds funny in my head. I just let him guide me. I mean, he was the one that helped me with the Avatar thing when he was talking about the 12 disciplines. And I was like, wait a minute, I have a past life connection with the 12 disciples. And I'm pretty sure y'all know who, aka Mary. That's why I wear the little get up and then, okay, we get it. But, yeah, that's when I started to talk about the Avatar thing. But anybody got any question? Anybody want to send some donations? Feel free if you have. If you want to send some donation, everything is underneath the prescription So that's my phone number if you want to hit me up, and my email. If you want my email, I'll message you my email. I don't give out my email that lightly. Phone number, I think, but not email. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if you just want to chat, feel free to chat. I don't mind taking an hour for y'all to chat. Come on in, see what it is on your mind. Get everything off your chest. Feel good, feel love and light. Be yourself. If somebody tell you can't be yourself, well then tell them to suck my. No. I was gonna say suck my. And just say take that up to the most high. We're learning to transmute words. And then we can't be like, reminder, I am healing, not healed. I'm still ghetto, but I'm not. Like, I just keep it covered. If y'all got any questions, concerns, um, I do tarot reading. Uh, oh my god. So yeah, I got like a bunch of, I got more cards, more decks. I do tarot reading. I'm getting a little better at my reading, but I've been doing personal readings with myself. So if you would like a reading, I can give you a reading. Like I can phone call you to do the reading, or however you like it, email or phone call. You can just shoot me up a text, and you can cash out me your question for a reading. It's very cheap. Whatever you think it's worth is worth. You can send me. You can send me $1 for a reading if you want. I don't mind. I do $1 readings or like 75-cent reading. So I do all kinds of reading, ancestral reading. Uh, like I can talk to the gods, or like just your subconscious or consciousness or stuff like that. I'm very unique when it comes to reading. So if you would like a reading, I can give you a reading. Again, you can just send me $1 or 75 cents for a reading with your question, and I'll give you a free reading over the phone. Just make sure you have your phone number or text me, and especially just screenshot the payment, or like let me know you paid, and I will give you a reading. I got more cards than this, but I have a whole bunch of cards. But yeah, I got better at my reading. So if you would like a reading, just cash out me your question. It's just $1 reading. Yeah. I'm only doing $1 for right now, and probably like forever, because like I ain't gonna judge people like that. That's the only way to get my attention. Or if you just text me you want a reading, and I can give you a reading. And I do past life reading and relationship reading. It's just different. My style is very different. So yeah, tarot card reading. I don't have to use tarot cards. I can just channel for a certain specific message. I can channel that within and do that as well. Do like a little short video or something like that. And whatever price, whatever like donation you want to send is fine. It's just like $1 or something like that, and I don't mind. But yeah, anybody have a question? I really do not know. It's okay. Thank you for joining on in, and I appreciate your support. If you've been here for a while, or you just coming on in and just discover me, I must appreciate love you and means a lot. If you're a queen, welcome on in. If you're a king, welcome on in. Everybody is welcome. Everybody is love and life. This is a safe place to be and free to be yourself. If you need a vent, feel free to vent. If you want to do a live one day, we can do a live one day together, one-on-one conversation, multiple people. It don't matter. I'm all open to all opportunities. I'm not limiting myself this year. That is one thing I'm not doing. It's limiting my networking and getting connected with people. And I realize I gotta work on myself too. If I'm gonna be like, oh, I just can't be on blah 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 blah, and then people gonna be like, ugh. I'm like, I know. I'm working on it. So, if you have any opportunities that you like to do one day, feel free to email me. And my phone number is underneath. I'll give you my email if you text it to me or if you comment, and I'll put it there for anybody who want to do business or anything. And I'm ready. Hopefully, at the at the universities, I'm ready. I'm like, okay, I gotta get ready. If I'm doing this, I gotta get serious. Like, no more playing games. But yeah, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and donate. And if you liked today's video, comment on what was your favorite part, or if you resonate with anything. Yeah, it's a free, open discussion. I'm trying to figure out the schedule time of how long I can be on here, or when I want to be on here longer. I don't want to be here on too long because then I'm gonna have to try to pick up everybody's schedule when they want to come live and join with me. So tell me what time zone you are in so I can resonate with you and put it together so everybody can be here on time because I don't want anybody to miss any information. Or if you want to just watch back, watch back. I don't never watch back my videos. I'm too self-conscious. I'm literally too self-conscious. But it's okay. We're working on it. And we're learning to grow with our consciousness. But yeah, that's all I have to say for right now. But much love and light. If you want any service, feel free to cash out me $1, whatever blessing you think it is. I'll give you a reading and much love and light. Oh my god. I'm trying to exit. Oh my god.